And welcome back, guys. We are back on the Enduro, and we've skipped ahead in time a little bit, and we've got it just about ready to go. And I tell you what, I got a lot of time in this thing. I mean, we want to make it where it's going to be reliable. It's got to last, beyond anything that's out of my control. But here it is. It's just about done. It's still a couple little things to do, but we'll do that right before we leave for the races. We've got to make a battery hold down, and we have to set the toe, adjust the tire pressures, and the seat is in there. There are just a couple bolts holding it in place. So we'll have to put the rest of the seat bolts in and put the belts in it. But we're not going to do that because this is going to be pulled in and out of the garage a few times. We got some other projects that we're doing. So I don't want to leave the seat in it. A couple bolts will hold it in good enough for us to pull it out, and then I'll pull the seat out. I think there's 3 bolts. And the way I did this, I'll show you, is we've got some old body bolts from, I think, a Cavalier. And what we did is we welded a nut on the back side. I don't know if you can see that right there. Just tack welded a nut back there. And the welds aren't too pretty, but they did penetrate well. But then you just use a drill driver or a impact gun, just buzz them in and then buzz them out. So the seat mount itself took quite a while. There's about 16 individual pieces between the square, which is 4 pieces, 4 hold downs. We got the belt tabs, to bolt the belt to, and the cross piece for the center belt, plus the pieces in the back. That was a real project, but we got a really good seating position. It is a little bit difficult to get out of this. I'm used to a Cavalier, and this window opening is a lot smaller than a Cavalier, and the steering wheel doesn't. It will tilt. The whole column tilts, and you lift that up, and you can just barely get in through the window, but it's actually easier to get in through the window down into the top of the seat rather than having the door open and trying to get in underneath the wheel and all that stuff. So you slide down into the seat and then slip your legs underneath, and it's not too bad. But got the roll hoop in it. We got a little 4-point action going there. Ordered the hoop from Jegs and just put a cross piece in and a couple down tubes in the back. Nothing fancy. We used some hood pins in the back. And we also got some hood pins up front. Got those done. We got our screen in front of the radiator. This does have the still has the grill from the factory right there. So that would help a lot. But this does not have the AC condenser out in front of the radiator. So there's really nothing to stop rocks or stones from hitting that, except hitting the radiator, except for the plastic grill. So we installed a shaky screen. So that'll hang down, and as the car drives around, it'll shake, and hopefully any mud that hits that, some was going to go through. We anticipate that. It's not a problem, but the rest of it should shake, and when it dries, it should fall off. Made some headlight covers. These things are on there pretty good. We flushed the power steering reservoir. These things have a tendency to plug, and what it sounds like is it sounds like the power steering pump is going bad. It starts getting whiny and everything. Well, here there's some screens in there, and if you drive it on a long trip, some of the buildup and the deposits inside there can break loose, and it can clog those screens. So we took that off. We put a new hose on here. Had special order that from Summit. It's a 7/16 hose. 1/2 inch was too big. 3/8 would fit, but it was kind of small. So we put a replacement hose on there. We ordered a 7/16 hose. The factory hose was over $100, and all it did was just kind of loop around and go back. And I got 50 feet of 7/16 hose from Summit for $60. So that's what we went with. We do have to put a little bit of a protective cover like this up here, because what I'm afraid of is, at speed, not that we're going to be going that fast in this thing, but at speed, air could push this down, exposing this line. We don't want a rock hitting that, so we'll put some of the zip wrap around that just in case that happens. We have it tucked in underneath the edge of the hood there a little bit, but we do want to make sure that we don't have any catastrophic failures with the power steering. What else did we do? Well, we bolted the doors shut, and you can see the seat looks pretty good in there. And the seating position is absolutely fantastic. I mean, it's really like the angle and the height and everything. It's going to work out really good. I think it's real comfortable. Even with the steering wheel all the way up, it's still nice and comfortable. So we did put well, we had some old used tires for the back. Those are some old Douglas tires, and then we got these iMoves for the front. And so we decided to spring and get 2 new tires. The back we're not worried about because circle track, if we want that to rotate, so we put some junk ones back there. And then these front ones, we put some new ones on here, so hopefully we don't burn those off. We're not allowed to camber at all, and the Toyotas really don't have any camber adjustment at all. I mean, there's none. So this right front, the strut was blown out. We did put a new strut on the right front. Other than that, it's just the old suspension that was on this car. 251,000 miles on this thing. I thought it was 247 here. Whenever you turn the key on, it says 251,000. So yeah, we did do the piston ring fix where the rings were seized and you pull it apart and you drill a couple extra oil holes in the piston for the oil to drain back. And that's supposed to fix the oil consumption issues. And this thing was drinking oil whenever I first got it. And it would sit and idle for about half an hour, just sitting there idling. It would use about a quarter of a quart of oil. It was pretty insane. So we cleaned the old plugs up and we regapped them, put those in. They looked like they were pretty decent except for some carbon deposits, so we put those back in. And whenever we had the pistons out, like I said, we drilled those two extra holes in each side of the piston for a total of 8. And then that hopefully will let the oil drain off the piston okay. And then new rings. We just honed the cylinders with it in place. We shoved rags down inside, and I think there's an episode where you can go back and look at the Enduro episodes. There's an episode where I don't know if I'm honing the cylinders, I can't remember, but you can see the whole top of the motor tore apart. So we got that done. And the good news is we actually had it up and down the street a couple times, and it sat idled total for about 2 hours. 0 oil consumption. It is perfect. Let's get a look at it. And we just changed the oil, and I don't know. Come on now. Come on. We got to try and. There we go. It is right on full. And what we decided to do, since it's an Enduro, and 530, it is not gonna cut it. Not for that kind of abuse. High RPMs or moderately high RPMs. My guess is it's going to turn about 5,500 RPMs. Red line's like 67, I think, on this. This is the 1ZZ motor, 140 horsepower. But even moderate high RPMs and all that. So what we did is we put some 1540 Rotella. It's the T5, the semi-synthetic. So we didn't go full synthetic because we got fresh rings in it. We want those to seat. And I'm guessing, I'm hoping, I'm thinking that the rings will seat better without a full synthetic in there. So if we live through this race, we will swap that out and we'll put full synthetic oil in for the next one. But we have to make a battery hold down. I think that's about it. Set the toe, tire pressure, and install the belts, and we're ready to go. Let's give you a view of this thing. Which we installed this is a piece of old steering shaft that late models use, and we welded that right to the frame, and then we took a bolt. We're on a budget here. Took a bolt, cut the head of the bolt off. We put the hood pin in it and dropped it in the hole in the hood, and then we reached through the headlight opening. We didn't have these on at the time. Tack welded in place, pull that out, lift the hood up, finish welding it, and now we got hood pins. So let's get this out, and let's drop this hood. It's going to be the shaky cam for a little bit here. Boy, I can't stand channels that use the shaky cam. It's annoying. All right, drop it down. I don't know what that was. All right, so there it is. Got a little dent in the hood. That's okay. You can see how the headlight covers fit. It's looking good. And let's get a view back here. Yeah, these are pretty cool looking cars. It's kind of like a Need for Speed car, like Fast and Furious, but with all the facets and everything, and the body work and all that. But it's definitely, let's just put it this way: it's not as fast as my regular dirt car. It's pretty pathetic. It's a lot better than my street car. Since we got the glass out of it and all the interior and all that, it's a bit lighter, so it's faster than my street car, and but it's no it's no race car, that's for sure. So I'm hoping for Toyota reliability. That's what we're hoping for. So if you like what you're seeing here, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe. And we are going to do some in-car videos with this during the Enduro, and we'll do a couple follow-up videos leading up to the Enduro. As of right now, this is June, and the first Enduro that we're looking at is in September, and if we live through that, then we're going to try for the one in October as well. So it all depends on weather and all that. So we will be giving you updates periodically on this thing, and we'll keep you in the loop. And we have some other projects going on here. There's some motors there, and we got some motors coming in, so we're going to do some videos on those. But if you want to go ahead and hit the like and subscribe down below, ring the bell. That way, whenever I upload a video, you'll be notified. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.